which I've only had it 2 years, but I've already put 8,000 miles on it. So just by knowing that tells you how much I really like it, and I really like to ride it. I've done a lot of modifications to it. It has a 4-gallon gas tank. It's got the biggest tires I could put on there. They're fairly new, about 4 or 5 months old, and they're already wearing because they're knobbies. It's got double take mirrors, and I got a steering stabilizer installed. I've changed the handlebars. I've got panniers and all the luggage, Wolfman luggage for it. I just don't have it on right now because I usually don't load it up unless I'm going camping or something. Then I put all my luggage on there to carry my sleeping bag and tent and camping gear. But just for riding around town, which I love to do because it's so cheap on gas, and it's just a lot of fun, the balance and the way it rides. It's a single cylinder, and she gets about 42 miles to the gallon, so I usually ride that whenever I can. Today's kind of overcast, so I'll be driving my Jeep, but you can see I've modded it quite a bit. I've got guards on both sides. That's one of the guards right there. And I've left the turn signals and license plate and stuff stock, but I'll probably make those smaller in the future. Same with the front turn signals. I probably make those smaller because they're just kind of awkward looking. But I'll wait till these wear out before I do that. I've also got the front disc cover protector and fork protector on the other side, which are a great investment if you ride off-road, which I do. Take dirt, a lot of gravel, a lot of rocks, and they tend to ding up your forks, so those areas are protected. Let me see if I can get around a front view here. You can see the disc is well protected, and that's a little fender bag I've got on there with my luggage. I carry miscellaneous stuff, tools and ties and bungee cords, and then I've got my tool bag in the back, which has the full set of wrenches and pretty much everything I'd need except for tubes, which I carry in the panniers. I don't have any way of fixing a flat, but right now it's just set up to ride around town, so I'm not worried about it. When I ride out and do a long trip, I put the panniers on there, and then the panniers I have extra tubes, tie wrenches to removing tires, a little air compressor that works off my power port, which I've also wired in a power port. See if I can get a picture of it here. Just a standard car power port that you can plug in USB or any kind of an adapter onto it. That's the GPR steering stabilizer. Very good. I like it. There's a lot of money, but well worth the money. It stabilizes that front end and prevents tank slap, so it can be a real lifesaver in a terrible situation. It can really help you keep control of the bike. The power port is nice. I also carry a solar cell panel recharger for my cell phone and miscellaneous stuff, cameras, whatever. So if the sun's out and I'm not going anywhere, I just set up the panel and recharge my electronics that way. But if I'm out on the road riding and I get a low battery on my Prism camera or any other auxiliary I use, phone, my iPod, I can hook it up to that and it'll charge and run and work while I'm continuing to ride and continuing my trip. It is a little bit tall. The seat's a little bit high. I'm not a really tall guy, but I like it that way. It's definitely a challenge at first when I first bought it, because my legs, I was just on my tippy toes, and now I've gotten more comfortable with it. And I'm a little bit more flatter footed than I was before, but as you can see, it's stock height. They do make link kits to lower it a little bit, but I like riding up high up there, even though without a windshield you get a lot of wind at 60-70 miles an hour. I mean, what's the point of riding a motorcycle if you're not out in the environment and enjoying the environment? So I don't have a windshield. I've had windshields on other bikes that I've owned, and they definitely do a good job. They keep the fatigue, your neck from getting fatigued from the wind and bugs hitting you in the chest and things like that. So there's a good reason to have a windshield. But this isn't really my primary long distance off-road bike, although I do like to take some long road adventures. So I don't have a windshield on it, and if I did put one on there, it would probably just be a half shield to protect my upper body. And that's pretty much it on the bike.